Imagine this. It's a Saturday afternoon in Arlington, Texas. The air is cool, the streets are quiet, and kids are out playing. Among them is a 9-year-old girl named Amber Hagerman. She's riding her pink bicycle, laughing with her little brother Ricky, enjoying the kind of carefree childhood moment every parent hopes their kids will have. But within minutes, that joy would turn into a nightmare. Amber would vanish right before her brother's eyes, and just days later, she would be found brutally murdered. Her case remains unsolved to this day. Amber Hagerman's story isn't just another unsolved tragedy. It's the case that created the Amber Alert system, a program that has saved more than 1,000 children around the world. But despite the good that's come out of it, the central question remains unanswered. Who killed Amber Hagerman and why? Let's go back to January 13th, 1996. Amber and Ricky were riding their bikes near their grandmother's house. Their grandmother had one rule: stay close, don't go too far. But as kids often do, they pushed their boundaries. Just a block away was an abandoned Winn-Dixie grocery store with a large parking lot. To kids, it was the perfect place to ride their bikes. Around 3:10 p.m., Ricky decided to head home, but Amber stayed behind, pedaling around the lot. That's when a black pickup truck suddenly pulled up. A man jumped out, grabbed Amber right off her bicycle, and forced her into the truck before speeding away. The abduction wasn't hidden in the shadows. It happened in broad daylight. A neighbor named Jim Kevill, who lived just yards away, saw the entire thing unfold from his backyard. He immediately called 911, describing the suspect as a man in his 20s or 30s, driving a black pickup truck. Within minutes, police arrived on the scene. But by then, Amber was gone. What followed was a frantic search. Law enforcement, family, neighbors, and volunteers scoured the area. News stations picked up the story almost instantly, and Amber's face was broadcast across Texas. Tips poured in, thousands of them, but none led to Amber. For 4 agonizing days, her family waited and prayed. Then, on January 17th, the nightmare reached its tragic end. A man walking his dog discovered Amber's body in a creek behind an apartment complex just a few miles from where she was taken. The medical examiner confirmed she had been murdered. Her throat had been cut. Whoever had taken Amber had kept her alive for at least part of those 4 days, and then killed her before abandoning her in the water. Police were devastated, and so was the community. The search for answers intensified. Detectives followed every lead, interviewing known offenders in the area, chasing down sightings of black pickup trucks, and even consulting FBI profilers. But nothing stuck. The man who snatched Amber in plain sight seemed to vanish into thin air. Theories began to circulate. Some investigators believed Amber had been targeted by a local predator who had been watching her and knew the neighborhood. Others thought it was simply a crime of opportunity, someone driving by who saw a child alone and acted on impulse. The description of the suspect was frustratingly vague, and the truck was never found. Even with over 7,000 tips reported to police, no arrests were ever made. Amber's case went cold, but her family, determined to make sure no child would suffer the same fate, pushed for change. Amber's mother, Donna Williams, spoke out publicly, demanding a better system to respond to child abductions. She argued that the first hours after a kidnapping are the most critical, and if the community had been alerted right away, Amber might have been saved. Her plea struck a chord. Broadcasters, law enforcement, and child advocates worked together to create a system that would broadcast emergency alerts about abducted children. They named it in Amber's memory, the Amber Alert. Today, that system is used across the United States and in many other countries, saving countless children from abductions. But here's the haunting part. While the Amber Alert has become a life-saving tool, Amber Hagerman's own case remains unsolved. Nearly 30 years later, her killer still hasn't been identified. Detectives in Arlington say they're still working the case, still following up on tips, and still holding out hope that someone will come forward with the truth. Advances in forensic science, like DNA technology, may one day provide the breakthrough they've been waiting for. So here's the question that lingers. Who killed Amber Hagerman? Was it someone in the neighborhood who knew her, or a stranger just passing through? Did the killer live among the very people who searched for her? Or has the truth been hiding all these years, waiting to be uncovered? What do you think? Was Amber specifically targeted, or was this a random act of violence that spiraled out of control? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you found this case as chilling as I did, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we'll be diving into more unsolved mysteries and true crime cases that continue to haunt investigators to this day. Because sometimes the truth is stranger and far more terrifying than fiction.